What is up, Packer fans? Back again. I wish I would have done this video like in August when I knew this was going to be the case, but Romeo Doubs is definitely a stud. He's on his way to being a star, and I've been calling it since they drafted him in the fourth round out of Nevada, number 132. Quite the steal. He was in a lot of mock drafts that I did early on, before the draft. That was way back in April, and I was doing mock drafts then and kept seeing Doubs and was thinking, okay, maybe they can figure out a way to get him later on in the third or the fourth. He's a guy that has big play potential. Who knows what they're going to do with their first two picks, what they're going to do with their two second round picks. I was messing with a lot of scenarios and different situations, trying to get Olave or Wilson or whatever, but always kind of coming out with Watson and Doubs, which was kind of funny. There's been a lot of mixes of different players as well, but I thought those two could be a great combination. One guy really matched Davante, which was Doubs, and another guy matched MVS, which was Watson, with the size and the speed. Both are very similar. So I was really high on both of them and was excited, obviously, when it worked out like that. Like I said, I did so many mock drafts. There were so many different results. So it was just probability that I would get these guys. But it was something that I was really excited about. Doubs was the guy that I was thinking, he's bigger than Davante, like I've been saying, at 6'2". Davante is 6'1", and he's faster than Davante. Davante ran a 4.56, and Doubs ran a 4.50. It's, 0.06 faster. It's still faster, not by much, but still faster, and he's a little bit bigger. At the Senior Bowl, he really stood out, and, for a guy out of Nevada, it was his, blend of size, speed, and positional savvy was what they said, which really made him stand out amongst a lot of the other guys there. Obviously, it's the Senior Bowl, so it's not every player or receiver that was in the draft. He was graded number 20 wide receiver in the 2022 NFL draft rankings, which isn't, for a guy who's stepped on the scene and played so well. So, down in New Orleans, Olave has been really busting out. Last week he had a big game. Garrett Wilson with the Jets has played really well, and Drake London with the Atlanta Falcons has also been really productive. Those three guys are first round picks though, and guys who were really sought after, guys that teams are investing a lot in. That is why Doubs, as the fourth round, 132nd pick, Watson was the 34th pick. To put it in perspective, almost 100 picks later, Packers were able to get Doubs, and he is fourth behind those three guys as the most productive rookie receiver in the NFL right now. Pretty amazing if you think about it. He has 14 catches, 137 yards, and 1 touchdown this season. Obviously, 8 of those came last weekend against Tampa Bay, where he had 73 yards and a touchdown. Just a really big game for him. And on this pace, he could hit 80 catches, which would be a Packer rookie record, would be huge. He caught 8 passes in a game for the first time since Randall Cobb did it in 2018, besides Davante Adams. So the only person not named Adams that caught 8 passes since 2018 on the Packers, so from Rodgers or from anybody, but Rodgers is the only one that really has those stats. So huge for him. It was really just, there was so much media talk about how the Packers, in the Packers-Buccaneers games, that Tampa had all these receivers injured. They didn't have Gronk anymore because he was retired, and Antonio Brown had his, he's retired, and then Evans is suspended, and Godwin's injured, and then Julio Jones is injured. And I'm like, okay, well, we traded Davante. I guess that's the same thing as Gronk and AB. And then Watson was hurt, and Watkins was hurt. So I didn't understand it. They kept making it seem like the Packers had their whole plethora of weapons and were able to just totally annihilate the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Wasn't like that. Both teams were kind of working with different pieces. We were having Bakhtiari come in and out and all that, but whatever. So, but anyway, so Romeo Doubs, going into the Tampa Bay game, Rodgers said today's a good day to catch your first touchdown pass, and Romeo Doubs just smiled, and also told him it'd be fun to get him into the end zone. But since the beginning, since August 3rd, Rodgers said that every single day he makes at least one wow play, talking about Romeo. And just, the best thing about him is he catches everything with his hands, which is really big because a lot of guys do the body catching and then, the ball can get bounce off your pads for one. And another thing, if you're sitting there waiting for the ball to get to you, other guys can jump in front of it. If you're going up and getting it, you're snagging it out of the air. Other guys, the defenders, don't have time to get to it or knock it down or, catch it or whatever. So that's really confident building for a guy like Romeo Doubs to know that Rodgers is so excited about, his route running and his catching ability and his speed and his run after catch and all those things. So, yeah, it's just, yeah, Doubs said, honestly, it's just making plays when your name is called. I love that. He's so modest, humble. He just wants to work hard. Kid out of Los Angeles. He's 22. He's got a lot to prove, going to Nevada for school. So none of the California colleges wanted him. Had to go to Nevada. 4th round pick, got passed by every team in the NFL. And now he is probably the steal of the draft. Just such a playmaker with his size at 6'2", like I said, 204. His speed at 4.5 40. We all saw his shiftiness in the Bears game on the screenplay. He's a guy that just can really do it all. He can run the whole route tree. Can play the X, the Y, the Z in the slot. He can do everything. It seems like he can really be the next coming of Davante in this Packers offense. I've been saying it since the beginning. I should have done a Romeo Doubs, you are the steal of the draft video like I am now, but make it a little more authentic becoming before he started to do good. Now I just look like a big fanboy because he is playing so well. But it is exciting because I have been saying it. Go back and watch the other videos. If you don't believe me, I've been saying it pretty much every week that Doubs, I think, will be able to step up and be that wide receiver 1 in this Packers offense. And then you have, Lazard is a super good wide receiver 2. You have Watkins and Cobb, injury prone, who can play in the slot. You kind of, maybe alternate them to kind of save them. And then you have Watson, that big play threat, deep ball guy, the number 3 receiver kind of. But that's a really solid number 3. I think this Packer offense can really be prolific. Doubs is just a guy that can kind of carry the load and be the lead in targets. He already pretty much is now on this team after having 8 last week against Tampa Bay. Sammy Watkins was leading the team in receiving yards, but not in receptions. Now Doubs took over the lead in that. So already is basically wide receiver 1. Like I've been saying, I think he can be. I think he should be. And now he is. Really exciting to see what he does moving forward as, a guy that is continuing to gain Rodgers' trust. That's really the most important part of being in this offense because Rodgers obviously is the guy and you need his trust in order to make plays. So very exciting. It really is nuts that he is the first guy not named Adams to catch 8 passes. That's really impressive. Just, we've had a lot of good receivers since 2018, and now to have the rookie come in and do it and have him be so highly graded. I mean, for him to be 4th, in receiving yards as a rookie in the NFL is just, and being graded 20th in the draft. So, there's what? That means that there's like 15 guys that he's leapfrogged already, and it's only week 3, and he's just going to get better. Like I said, those other guys, those guys that I mentioned earlier, Wilson and Olave and London, those guys are going to improve too. And some of the other rookies will get better as well, but that is why he is considered the steal of the draft. Just his huge upside Doubs' playmaking ability, what he's already done in 3 weeks as a Packer. He's only going to get better. The Packer rookie record for receptions in a game is 9 by Max McGee, and he played in the 60s. So it shows what kind of success, Packers rookies have had. I think the most recently is like a mid-30s, 38, I think. I don't think a lot of the Packers rookies have had more than that. I know like Cobb and Nelson and Davante really didn't have a lot of catches their rookie year because the Packers had receivers. They had Jordy and they had James Jones when all these guys came in. So it took a little while for them to get going. Doubs is coming in and he's kind of being leaned on to be that guy, be that number one, be the focus of this offense. Lazard has been hurt. Watkins is hurt. Cobb's a little bit older. Watson's been hurt. So I just said Doubs would just step up because he's a playmaker, and I thought he would do it anyway. But now with all these injuries and kind of how the game has been leaning, it has been pushed towards him. But he's a guy that I think once given the opportunity was going to run with it, and that opportunity came quicker than I even thought. But now that he has that lead role, I don't see him giving it up. I think he's going to be that number one target, and I look for him to have a great season. 80 catches means 1,000 yards for sure, and that would be huge for him. That would be huge for a Packer rookie. If he's got 80 catches, over 1,000 yards, it'd probably be like 1,100 to 1,200, and then 5 to 7 touchdowns or so would be pretty awesome. So that would be a great season. That's kind of what I'm projecting for him now at this point. Kind of what I thought going in if he was able to take that lead role. I thought maybe the Packers would force Lazard and Watkins and Cobb to kind of be that lead role guys, but I didn't really think Lazard would be injured, and then Watkins got hurt way quicker than I thought. So Doubs is the guy. I think Doubs can handle it. He has proven he is a stud at receiver, can really be a guy that Rodgers can lean on, and is just starting to gain his trust more and more. So awesome for Doubs, awesome for the Packers. I'm excited about him. Another really good 87. He kind of reminds me of Robert Brooks back in 1996 or so, or like 95, number 87. And then we all know Jordy Nelson was 87 as well. So just an awesome number to kind of keep going, and he's really carrying it well. So hope to see him continue his success, and just excited about him being a Packer. 4th round pick, 132nd overall in the 2022 NFL draft, and now he's the 4th best rookie receiver. Definitely the steal of the draft, Romeo Doubs. So thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to check out other videos, subscribe to the channel, and like this video, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace out. Go Packers.